Hey, all you witches and beautiful spiritualists! It is me, Prosperity Witch Ellie, and today, I have a wonderful video for you guys. Actually, this video was inspired by one of you. If I can find the comment, I'll put it here on the screen, but basically, this person wanted to know what my take on Druidry was, and I have a lot to say about it. Before we continue any further, if you can't hear it in my voice, or if you can, I'm sure you can, I was actually very sick the past week or so, and I'm still kind of in recovery, so bear with me, but nevertheless, we are here, we are happy, we are thriving, and as always, I have my notes, and when I say that this video is gonna be a doozy, y'all, it's double-sided notes. I wrote a lot. So grab yourself a drink, maybe a snack, get all tucked in, and let's talk about it. So let's talk about Druidry. So what is Druidry? Well, at its core, Druidry is about connection. Connection to the land, the cycles of life, and those who came before us. I like to say it is a spiritual, philosophical, and sometimes religious path rooted in ancient Celtic traditions. But much like anything else, Druidry continues to evolve even today. It isn't about a religious doctrine of sorts. It is more so about experiences, immersing oneself in nature, observing its rhythms, and honestly getting to learn the lessons that nature has for us. As most of you know, I didn't start my path on Druidry. I started my path more so on just overall Celtic-based practices, drawn to the myths, drawn to the legends, and the nature that surrounded it all. And over time, I found myself seeking something deeper, something that wasn't just about honoring tradition, but truly honoring and seeking a balance between the natural world. And as y'all guessed it, that search led me to the path of Druidry. So what does Druidry mean to me? For me, Druidry is about staying present with the world around. It reminds me that nature is both beautifully tamed and wildly chaotic, just like life itself. For me, it's about seeing the sacred in the everyday, from the changing of the seasons to the whispering of the winds through the trees. Personally, my practice is deeply rooted in the tangible and physical world, really recognizing how it influences my thoughts, my actions, and overall my well-being. I know this makes me sound like a hippie, and honestly, I am a hippie at heart. Like I'm not ashamed to admit, I'll go outside and I'll hug a tree, I'll talk to the tree and see how it's doing. But overall, Druidry just helps me connect with the world that is around me, and in all the ways, be it physical, mental, or even spiritual. Okay, so let's talk about the key aspects of my practice of Druidry, because that's all I can really talk about, right, is my experiences. Anyway, moving on. Okay, so to start this off, I'd like to say that over time, I've adapted most, if not all, of the Druidic principles to fit my personal practice, thereby shaping a path that not only feels ancient and rooted in tradition, but also deeply personal to me. So some examples of this are the following: nature and animism. I work closely and very closely with the spirits of the land around me, honoring the cycles of the earth and recognizing spirit in all things. The trees, the rivers, stones, just to name a few, all of them hold spirits, at least to me. Listening to all of them is very much an essential part of my practice. So, seasonal observances. While many druids follow what is known as the eightfold wheel of the year, I personally center my practice around the 4 focal points, that being the winter solstice, spring equinox, summer solstice, and the fall equinox. I mean, I still do honor and do some observances on the other parts of the year, as y'all very well know. But I like to say my bigger observances, my bigger practices are on the 4 key focal points, at least for me. Okay, so a druidic mindset and philosophy. A druid's mindset is truly guided by reverence for nature, storytelling, and honestly seeking wisdom through all experiences. For me, balance in life is very essential. It reminds me to move and go with the flow rather than working against it. Okay, moving on, let's talk about the misconceptions of Druidry. One of the biggest misconceptions is that Druidry must follow a rigid and strict Celtic way of life. And while its roots are undeniably Celtic, Druidry is not a closed practice, nor is it confined to a single cultural framework. Like nature itself, Druidry evolves, adapts, and changes over time. I mean, hell, my own practice blends these fundamentals, these foundations, with my Hellenic heritage, which in turn weaves a path together that is just uniquely mine. Druidry to me is not about living in the past. It is about living in the present with awareness, wisdom, and a deep respect for the world around us. It is a path of learning, growth, connection, and definitely a path that continues to shape me every day. Okay, so tips on dipping your toes into this path should you guys want to try to explore it. Druidry is deeply connected to nature. So honestly, I would definitely recommend you simply start by observing and connecting with the land around you. No, you don't need a forest. Your backyard, a local park, and anything that is close to you, your land, will do just fine. It is not about grand rituals, though those can be a part of it. It is simply about living in harmony with the natural cycles. There is no single correct way to do Druidry. Simple, mindful acts can be just as powerful. And lastly, and most definitely, it is okay to learn from multiple sources and craft a path in this framework that is unique to you. Okay, so here's some recommendations that I got for you. Pagan Portal's The Awen Alone, Walking the Path of Solitary Druidry by Joanna van der Hoven, and The Book of Hedge Druidry by the same woman, Joanna van der Hoven. Honestly, anything written by her in the terms of Druidry, I love her work, I do. The Wisdom of Birch, Oak, and Yew by Penny Billington. Great source. It helps you kind of get in that mindset, that framework. And also by Penny Billington, The Path of Druidry, Walking the Ancient Greenway. Now this book is more or less a book that has like exercises and whatnot in it. So if that's not your thing, then that's not your thing. But either way, these are the 4 books that I usually recommend to people when they want to look into the path of Druidry. But also remember, this stuff is rooted in Celtic tradition, so if you're not really a Celtic practitioner, just, try to separate yourself from those aspects. I'll leave those books in the description as well, and anything else I can think of that can help. But for now, my throat is killing me, so I guess I gotta wrap this up. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, comment down below anything that you might want me to make a video on, if I can, in terms of this or any other fundamental part of practice. Share this video with your friends, especially those who are looking to walk a more nature-oriented path, and subscribe for more in the future. As always, make wise choices, make delicious pizza. I love you all, mwah, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.